We are back to the regular scheduled programming. Hopefully a lot less swearing in this episode, a lot less anger.
Oh, no, I'm still fired up.
I was going to say, these are just all the players the Red Sox should have picked up and didn't.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're kind of just to be running down all the signings outside of the debauchery involving the Red Sox. And there's an absolute shitload of signings that have gone on over the last week. So this one, we're going to probably try to burn through a lot of them as quick as we can, but there's some pretty big ones we'll probably spend some time on.
Yeah. So I figured, because I kind of have them all in order of who signed the most players over the last week. We kind of go off of like who signed the most, go down, because there's a lot of teams that signed 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 guys.
So basically we're going to be talking about the Mets, Phillies, and Rangers?
Yeah, pretty much. For the most part of it, yeah.
All right.
So the Mets, we'll start with them because they actually made the most signs, obviously.
Yeah.
Dude, just going absolutely fucking bonkers.
Uncle Stevie just said, you know what? I'm taking out a new mortgage.
Contract. You get a contract. You get a contract.
Seriously.
I looked it up. Their starting rotation now is $130 million on average starting rotation this year. That is averaged out to about 45% of their total payroll.
Well, I mean, they overpaid the shit out of Cookie.
Yeah.
Carlos Carrasco.
Yep.
They paid the living hell out of, and he hasn't really done anything. Do you have McGill as one of the starters in that, or no?
I have the five. I have Verlander, Scherzer, Carrasco, Quintana, and Senga.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
They signed
that's true.
Quintana, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still have Tyler McGill. You still have David Peterson. You still have...
Their bullpen is deep as hell. They just Brooks
Well,
Raley,
now
like we just
now
said.
it's going to be.
Brooks Raley, they just got from the Rays.
Just insane.
I mean, I just can we start with Kodai?
Yeah.
Because then I can rant about the Red Sox a little bit more. Kodai Senga was the premier international player on the market, and the Red Sox paid more for Masataka Yoshida than the Mets paid for Kodai Senga.
Mm-hmm.
And the Red Sox need pitching more than an outfielder. Like,
doesn't make sense.
No.
I don't get it. Just doesn't make sense.
I didn't realize how long this guy's been around and playing in Japan. Like, he's been... he broke in at 19, but...
Kodai?
Yeah.
How old is he, like 30?
He is 29. He'll be 30
So
in
same age
January.
as Yoshida.
But this dude's stats in Japan were friggin' nuts. 104 and 51, 242 ERA.
Mm.
Let's see. Just fucking unreal stats, dude. Over almost 1,400 innings pitched. Doesn't walk a lot of people. Something the Sox know nothing about.
No, they don't know how to take walks or not walk people.
They just suck. Sox just suck. John Henry, sell the Sox.
Please.
But yeah,
we're working on T-shirts, by the way. We're working on the hashtag Sell the Sox T-shirts. So, gonna look out for a link.
What was it? 5 for 75 mil?
Yeah.
Like, no brainer.
Yeah. And we
For
paid
a starting pitcher that even if he pitches half as good as he did for them in Japan, that's already worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with all the other guys in the rotation that they have. Like, he's not coming over. You don't need him to be an ace.
15 mil a year?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Right? Like, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of a no-brainer for him, too. It's like he's coming to America to play now. Now you got Scherzer, you got Verlander.
Yeah,
like,
really.
You're about to learn from two of the best in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're not coming over to be on a losing team. You're coming over and that team is fucking disgusting.
Well, I think a bunch of Mets fans were kind of in shambles when DeGrom left, and they were like, "Oh shit, our pitching's going down the shitter."
Then Uncle Stevie said, "Don't you worry."
No.
Stevie said, "Hold on, dog, I got you."
So I
Give me
saw
about 5 minutes.
saw a tweet earlier today. So DeGrom got 187 mil total from his contract. He's
Yeah.
paying 185 across 3 pitchers. So they're like, and these pitchers are pretty
Well,
good.
I mean, granted though, you also only have Verlander locked up for 2
years, right?
You have Kodai
You don't have
for
the long
5,
term.
which is
Sure,
nice.
there's free agent after this year.
Yeah.
Hey,
so,
they're in it to win it this year and next year. They don't 5 years down the road. That's 5 years down the road.
yeah, I would bet all the money I have that they're not winning it this year.
Probably not. But so couple more things about those contracts too.
Mhm.
The average MLB starting pitcher payroll is $30 million
Wow.
for the total rotation, and
What's
the
the
Mets
math?
are paying $130. So
So they're
$100
basically
million
paying
more.
for almost 5 rotations.
Yeah.
And a whole
and,
division's average rotation.
and their rotation is more than the A's, Pirates, and Orioles 40-man rosters. Just Jesus Christ.
New York must not be too high on McGill if they're going out and giving contracts to fucking Quintana and Carrasco. We're about to be in nursing homes next year.
I mean, he pitched well out of the bullpen last year, so maybe they're just.
Yeah, they're gonna stick with it,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, why not? If it works, why wouldn't you? If you can go out and sign guys, and then I feel like, especially in this free agent offseason, it's kind of hard to come by like elite relievers.
Yeah.
So I mean, they basically got arguably the best reliever on the market, and David Robertson definitely was up there. So
And they re-signed Diaz too. I
and
don't
got
think
Brooks Raley, who had a 2.68 ERA last year. Like that's pretty fucking good.
I didn't realize how good Quintana, how good of a year he had last year.
Mhm.
So, dude pitched in 32 games. I mean, his ERA was like 2.75.
To be fair, he pitched in a pretty weak division.
Well,
For two
and
different teams,
That's what I was thinking too. He didn't really pitch in not like high leverage, but stressful environments.
Stressful
He's not
games
pitching
against
in a
big
fucking
teams.
New York or a Boston or a place
I think
like
he pitched. Did he pitch? I think he started one of the games in the wild card for St. Louis, right?
yeah. But he pitched for the Cardinals and 20
Pirates.
games for the Pirates. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm curious
Not
to see
great.
how he's going to fare in New York.
Was he an All-Star last year?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Probably
he
should have
was,
been.
Why do I feel like this dude is literally like 40?
Quintana?
He's 33.
Yeah.
I feel like he's an ancient artifact.
Well, I feel like didn't he play for the Pirates for a while when he was really young?
I don't know. Let's see. Played for the White Sox. White Sox.
That's right.
And then the
That's
Cubs, Angels, Giants, Pirates, Cardinals.
Dude's been around.
Yeah, for a 33-year-old.
It's like the neighborhood whore.
Been passed around the block a few times.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what else we got for
I mean,
Nimmo?
we can-
Nimmo,
Yeah.
yeah. Mets, that was
Yeah,
the
we
last
kind of
guy.
covered. I mean, if we want to
Well,
stick pitching, we could do Verlander first.
yeah, I can just go.
I
Verlander
think
quick.
it's a bizarre contract for one,
2 years,
I think-
$86 million.
and with a vesting. So it's a vested contract. In like the third year, he'll only get like, I think like 31 million or something like that. So it's already the third year's already negotiated into the contract. It's kind of bizarre. I don't think that they overpaid for him, to be honest. I think on a 2-year deal, you're going to have to pay him that much to get him in.
Mhm.
So
I'm just very surprised he didn't end up going back to Houston.
It will be weird not seeing an Astros uniform this year.
shouts out Kate Upton for absolutely trashing the Yankees on Twitter. Sorry, Hal, we don't go to teams that boo their own players.
Yeah, I thought 110% he was ending up back in Houston, but
I did too.
Yeah.
I wonder what made him leave. Maybe just wanted to change the scenery. That's what it seemed like. Other than that,
Money. Could have been
that's
money.
what they're going to
We
say.
haven't
Is
heard
I
anything,
doubt.
but-
I highly doubt that the Astros gave him an offer that was that high.
No.
So
like we said, Uncle Stevie's over here. He's got money burning a hole in his pocket.
deep pockets.
Bank's open.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Steve Cohen Bank of America. Or Flushing.
Let's go to Nemo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nimmo.
I think that they overpaid for him, to be honest.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Because what's 8 for 116? What's that work out to?
Just under 20, I think.
What is it? 162 divided by 8 is, yeah.
Or, 162? I thought you said 116. 162 is, yeah, that's over 20. That's
yeah,
20
so
and
I
change.
mean, yeah, I would agree they overpaid a little bit. But eight years and you're locking up your star center fielder, I don't hate it.
Star is a stretch, if you ask me.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's a work in progress.
And it's going to be his 9th year in the league.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen it a little less. 162 over 8 is kind of reaching for me, but I can live with it.
again, I think we mentioned this in the Red Sox one. Like, if it's your guy and you want him, most of the time in today's market, you're going to have to overpay a bit to get your guy and bring him in, you know? You got to commit. So if they wanted him, he's their guy, and they're committing to him being their long-time center fielder or long-term, like, gotta do what you got to do. So
You ever think these guys see these contracts that they're getting offered? Like, they're expecting, like, they're like, throw me an offer. And they're, like, expecting, like, 4 years for, like, $100 million, and they come with 8 for 162, and you're just like... And
well,
then
it's the opposite.
right away.
With Xander, what did the Red Sox offer him in spring training? Like 5 years, 98
4
or
for
something
90.
like that.
4
for 90.
He's like, yeah, no. Get out of here with that.
Insane.
No, but
So that's like 22 and a half AAV, I think. So
I was reading
Yeah.
again. I guess again we have a story where an owner got involved in the negotiations. I guess Cohen actually called him. I was like, "What's it going to take?"
Mhm.
And that's how they did the negotiation. So once
Another
again,
situation. Here's a check. Write your amount.
yeah,
But I
What do
think
you
that
want?
comes down to the Red Sox being owned by a conglomerate and not an owner.
someone who wants
Padres,
to
the
win.
same thing. The guy who owns
Yeah.
the Padres is a diehard Padres fan who just decided to buy the team.
That's like the best thing, though. Like,
Yeah, that's the
a
guy you
who's gonna
want
do
as an owner.
whatever it's going to take for
Absolutely.
you guys to win.
Yeah, literally. And understands what it's like to have happy fans. Like, because John Henry doesn't know shit about sports.
He's
Like,
over.
it's-
He's over at what soccer teams he owns?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah, he's
Don't,
over there.
how dare you say Arsenal? Insult me.
I don't know. He's over there watching the football.
Football.
Yeah, so
Anything else on Nemo?
No, I think, like I said again, I think they overpaid a little bit, but you got to pay your dues. So, like, can't be mad at it. And I think if you're a Mets fan, you're probably happy. It's not like they
They kept their guy.
egregiously overpaid for him.
No.
You know, like
Right. Well, and I mean,
No.
like, what else was the center field market really looking like? Like, who else are you going to be able to go and get?
and he's 29 too, so like it's not like a Xander Bogaerts situation where you're signing him into his 40s. He'll be
I mean,
36,
8
37. So
I would say 8
Mhm.
years at 29 is a lot better than 11 years at 29.
Yeah.
Which,
Agreed.
next guy, we want to move on to the Phillies and Trey Turner. 11
Trey,
years, $300
Huge
million.
fan.
yeah, I mean,
Huge.
if you're gonna bring in Trey Turner, that's the contract that was gonna
Oh, yeah.
do it.
But that
Although
is-
the Padres gave him a bigger offer. They came in higher, 11 years with like, because what do you get? 11,360, 340.
Who? Turner?
Turner,
He got 11,
yeah.
300 exactly.
Yeah, so that's what it was. The Padres offered him 11 for like 340, but he
I
didn't.
didn't see that.
He had no interest in going there.
Makes
So
sense.
I mean, if you
Good
want,
for him.
as far as a winning culture goes, Philadelphia has a much more historical winning culture, and I think like going to play with Bryce and going to play with Schwarby, like
Mhm.
he could. There's not a better fit for Trey Turner. It's literally like there's a mold that was made to fill in that shortstop position for them, and he just slotted right into it. Like
And
he's perfect. for
Trey
the
and
team.
Bryce were teammates in Washington, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
for several years. Yeah.
So I mean,
And they just made it to a
kinda
World
like
Series last
no-brainer.
year.
Let's see
Right.
how many years. 15 for
I'm-
4 years. They were teammates for 4 years in
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of Trey and Philly. Like, I absolutely love that.
And Trey's a bona fide stud. He's
Mhm.
got fucking shit ton of playoff experience. He's got a ring already. Like, if there's a dude, like, he's a dude. That's it. He is an absolute dude, and he got what his talent deserved. Honestly, I don't think he
Yeah.
was overpaid. I think that's what.
No.
And I think he's the type of guy, too, where he really doesn't have injury problems. Could play till he's 40.
Oh yeah, but Philly's got the. I guess it wouldn't really be much of an issue now, but now you have to start considering where you're going to put Bryson. Are you going
Second base.
Shit, yeah,
They
I
already
mean,
said
yeah,
they're
you're
moving
going
him
to
this
put him in
weekend.
second the whole time,
Yep, they already said they're
So,
moving him there.
and then-
And Bryson
I mean-
Stott's like all in on it. So
and then that pretty much moves Gene out the window. So please, Gene, come to Boston.
their whole entire core, they literally have locked up for like the next 6 years.
Yeah,
Like
they're gonna be
seven of their
scary for sure.
starters, they have for like the next 6 years.
Could you imagine what that franchise would be looking like if Girardi was still the manager?
They'd have a pretty high draft pick, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Like,
The next Baltimore Orioles.
Joe Girardi was pretty cool about it though when he talked about them making it to the World Series. He was like, "They fired me, and I totally got it. Like, sometimes you just need a culture change. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just what it takes." And he's like, "A lot of times it starts at the manager position." He's like, "I was a player. I've been fired before as a manager. Like it's the game.
Mm-hmm.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah. I could see he'd be better off being an analyst. I don't think he should coach anymore.
Yeah, I agree. We can stay with the Phillies real quick because they're
Taijuan Walker.
they're beefing up fucking literally every aspect of their roster. So Taijuan Walker, this one I was a little surprised he got what he got. 4 years for 72. I'm not upset or like overthinking about the AAV on it, but I did not expect him to get a 4-year, $72 million contract.
That one actually hasn't gone official yet.
Well,
But it's
It was announced. I was just going
That's-
off what was announced.
that's what it's going to be, probably most likely. But regardless, I mean, it's not a
I
terrible
mean, again,
AAV,
he should have been an All-Star last year.
yeah.
Easily. His numbers
I
last
just-
year were good.
The only thing I can think of when I hear Taijuan Walker's name is, you guys remember that play he made against Pittsburgh 2 years ago? There was like the swinging bunt down the line, and he went to go field it, and the umpire called it fair, and he thought it was foul, and he literally started arguing with the umpire, and 2 runs scored off of it.
yes,
Not going more than 15
yeah.
feet. It was like
Yeah, he's
4-0 in the first inning.
That's another dude. You think he's a lot older than he is, but he's been in the league for a while, and when he came in when he was really young.
Mhm.
I think he's like 28.
He was
27?
born in 92.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so 28.
so 30.
Oh.
Still, but like you think he's like 35, 36. So
Yeah.
he's
I think
he's
hearing that name for a while.
I think him and Ranger Suarez at the back end of that rotation is kind of nasty.
Yeah,
That's a really good back end.
Let's see if this is...
Because you got Wheeler, Nola, and then who's the 3 guy? Syndergaard. Well, Syndergaard's a free agent. I can't
Syndergaard's
imagine
left.
they bring him back.
Curious.
I didn't find a 5th. I only found Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, and Walker.
Well, that's because it was Syndergaard last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if projected pitching rotation for 23. Yeah, so this has Fan Nation has Wheeler 1, Nola 2, Suarez 3, Taijuan Walker 4, and then they have Andrew Painter, who's a rookie, as 5.
Yep.
With the possibility of that dude, Bailey Falter. Remember, we were watching that
Mhm.
NLCS game, and we were like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Who is him?
Like,
I could see they have a stupid deep bullpen. I could see them running a 4-man rotation and just every other week throwing out a bullpen game because their bullpen is stupid deep, especially how they just brought in Strom.
Yeah. Bullpen game, or
Yeah.
even if they have anyone on the fringe in AAA, just as that 5th starter.
Yeah. Guy that'll
Just
go
kinda-
out and give you 3 or 4 innings.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
exactly. Yeah,
no,
speaking of it-
they're going to be for real.
Mm-hmm.
If we're all set with Walker, they did get Matt Strom too, like you just said.
Yeah, I just mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't really impress me when he was in Boston, and maybe it was just a culture thing. But I feel like there's better guys out there that they probably could have gone after.
Yeah, 50 games, 3.83 ERA, went 4-4, pitched like 45 innings. 1.23 whip
3.81
is not
ERA.
good.
Yeah.
But
What's the BABIP?
No, what's the
Sam's all-time favorite stat, BABIP.
let me check. Let me look at Baseball Ref. I was looking at MLB Hot Stars. So
Yeah,
it's probably not very good.
I'm not a fan of Matt Strom, especially seeing what he did with Boston. But again, who knows? He was primarily an NL pitcher the first part of his career before he came to
He
Boston.
pitched well in San Diego. So
Yeah, so maybe it's just a I don't know, culture thing, like I said. But
You got his BABIP, Sam?
no, I can't find it on baseball. Or it's in advanced pitching stats, right?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
All right, we'll move on because we got.
yeah.
It's not the Rangers.
It's right
who-
here. Okay, his BABIP
Oh, yeah.
was almost 300. Yeah,
Saucy.
289. But in 21 with the Padres, his BABIP was 500.
Lovely.
Opponent's batting average against was 441. I only pitched 6 innings though.
All right. Well, that's a little more reasonable. I was going to say that's almost as bad as
Taylor Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pitched 45 innings and a 289 BABIP is not. It's not great. Basically, he's getting outs on strikeouts for the most part.
Yep.
So move on from the third. Do we have anybody else on the Phillies here?
No, that was it that I had for the Phillies.
Yeah.
Let
I
me
have one
check
team who
here
signed
on that.
two guys who are kind of interesting to me, at least. The Cubs with Bellinger and Tyon.
I'm a big fan of that Bellinger signing.
I was about to say the same thing, and I feel like did he have a down year this past year? Yes. But
you know his potential. You know the
well,
player
that's
he
the thing.
can
The
be.
dude won an MVP, 2 years ago?
Yep.
Yep.
19.
Three. Okay,
yeah,
so
19.
3.
Yep.
Like,
And he was the Rookie of the Year.
I
you
think-
know
years
he's
before that.
perfectly capable.
Well,
and
and
now
I-
he's going into a low-pressure environment.
Yep.
Like, I think he's going to absolutely mash.
I think it's perfect. And the thing with him too, he got several multi-year offers, and he literally took a 1-year contract because he's like, I want to bet on myself. He's like, I need a little bit, I need the right kind of pressure that I can go out and prove everybody wrong and show what I'm actually about, and I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So I looked into that a little bit too. That because he's a Boris guy. That seems to be like a Boris staple almost.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at like the last couple guys who are also his clients. Found one guy who it really didn't work out for, and one guy who obviously it is now. We'll wait to see this year, but so the guy it did work out for is Correa, who he took that weird 3-year, 3 opt-out deal with the Twins. He's about to get paid, probably the highest paid
He's
shortstop.
he's probably gonna get double his salary that he signed with the Twins.
Yeah. And then a guy who didn't work out, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Well, he got
now
traded to the
being
Red
paid-
Sox and became their problem again.
Yeah, now being paid
Sign a 1 year.
$700,000 to play in Toronto.
Is he on a minor
So-
league deal?
I didn't. I just looked on Spot Track. It didn't show that, but yeah,
Fucking JBJ, dude. Dude
So-
can't even hit his weight.
You want to talk about the worst trade in the history of baseball is JBJ for Hunter Renfroe.
Renfro.
and whatever prospect we got for him, I don't even remember who it was.
Doesn't even matter.
No, but yeah. So there's two things right here that happened last year where it worked out and now it didn't work out. So I like it. Bet on yourself, but if it
Cody
doesn't work
Bellinger
out-
is a far superior talent. Than
Oh,
JBJ,
absolutely.
so-
Then I'm not saying he's JBJ. There's
I
not even
think
close to
he
that,
couldn't
but-
have signed with it. I think the only other team that would have been on par, I think, for him to sign with, I was thinking maybe Arizona.
Yeah,
But
Just
other than
slow.
that, like I think the Cubs is perfect.
Yeah.
We
Especially
still
with the
think
Cubs.
JD ends up back in Arizona?
What's that?
We still think JD ends up back in Arizona?
That was a chance, yeah.
I think there's a shot.
Your deal probably. Honestly, I wouldn't hate him going to Chicago.
JD?
Yeah, just as a mentor, even kind of player. Where, I mean, he's a mad scientist. Like who called him that? Freaking isn't it Kike called him the mad scientist
Yeah,
because he's a
Kike called him
nerd.
that.
Like that's a great guy to have in the locker room, and when he's on, he's one of the best hitters in
Oh, dude's
baseball.
so
so-
analytical, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's just so good at breaking shit down.
Yep.
Jameson Tyon.
Fuck Jameson Tyon.
This one, yeah, I don't know. 4 years for him is
For a
He's
guy who's
proven-
had
he's
two
proven
Tommy
nothing.
Johns, he's had
He's
two
proven
TJs in
nothing.
his career.
Yeah,
It-
he's proven nothing.
it's
So
tough.
I mean, I thought this dude was going to be a stud when he was pitching for Pittsburgh, and then he just
Yeah.
fucking fell off a cliff.
in New York, which I love.
Yes,
I was
he's-
hoping the Yankees got him back. We didn't get hurt again.
But it's just like,
Dude,
again,
that
like
sounds mean.
these organizations are just dishing out massive contracts
Oh,
for
yeah.
guys who literally have not proven themselves
Mhm.
for quite some time. But it's like, hey, you get a 4-year contract just because you're breathing.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
need some
shit,
guys.
dog,
They need people to pitch.
I can go pick up a baseball and sling it over the plate and not get my absolute titties lit up.
False. I
Proof.
take your ass to the downs.
That's just inaccurate.
Nah,
Maybe we'll do that.
live ABs.
Live ABs. I'll pitch.
I'll punch I'll punch both of you. No problem. Because neither
Yeah,
of you guys
'cause I
are
don't
hitters. That's the only one that was a hitter.
I'm literally a PO. I don't feel great.
They
about
overpaid the
that one.
piss out of him.
Yeah.
He's
I was expecting him to get 2 years, if that, but
21
years.
years.
Dude.
for a guy.
21 he pitched 29 games for the Yankees, had a 4.5 or sorry. That's his runs allowed per 9. Where's his ERA?
Regardless, dude's getting over
yeah, no.
15 mil AAV.
So 21 he had a
Doesn't make sense.
4.3 ERA.
What was it?
4.3 in 29 games. And then last year he had a 3.91 in 32.
No, man, that's not horrible.
It's not the money he got though.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you got to be solidly in the sub fours.
Yeah.
Like probably 3.2, 3.3 if you're getting the money he made. So
Well, that's
don't know.
clearly they're paying for him for what they think he can be, not what he has shown. To
similar
be.
to the Stroman signing, I feel like with the Cubs. Although I think he has more promise than Tyon, to be honest. But
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of. I just don't like Jameson Tyon.
Fuck that guy.
Then I did realize there's another team that did sign to the Yankees. If we want to hit on Judge now, or do you want to
On
wait?
Heyman, dummy.
Arson Judge,
Arson,
the mythical
Judge.
Arson Judge, and I don't know if you guys noticed, he tweeted out about their pitching staff and said Coke Hamels, or not Coke Hamels, sorry, Garrett Coke. I don't know.
Garrett Coke.
Oh no, it was Coke Hamels because he was
Yeah.
talking about how Cole Hamels
Cole
just
wants to make
posted an
a
article
comeback.
with the Athletic trying to make a comeback. Yeah, so Coke Hamels, that's how he's making a comeback. Mainline that shit.
I think that's so funny, dude. How Heyman sends out that tweet,
And then the Yankees get him.
Did you see the
Absolutely
video
sound
of
fire.
Heyman? Do you see the video of Heyman in the lobby of that hotel
Just-
after he tweeted
yeah.
that? Dude looked
Yeah.
like disheveled. He looked like
went
he had
through hell
slept
for
in
that one.
days.
Especially because he was wrong. Like, imagine if you're right, then it just goes away.
Well, and
Right.
it's one thing. It's one thing to like tweet it out too early, and it ends up happening.
Yeah.
This dude had it all aspect. Like, didn't even sign.
You know what's the biggest cover your ass thing to do if you're gonna tweet something out like that? All you got to do, just put rumored : in front of anything that you tweet.
Yep. So what I find the funniest with that too, so we have in our Discord like them pulling the tweets or whatnot. It pulled it that he originally tweeted Arson Judge. The next one that it pulled it said
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Judge to the Giants. So it's like no, he doubled down. Like he didn't just shit, I messed up his name. No. You messed up everything. Come
That
on,
dude's a
John.
fucking meatball. Absolutely bottled the piss out of that one.
Next pay-per-view boxing event I want to see when they do celebrity gloves or whatever is Bob Nightingale versus John Heyman.
Boob Newton Good.
Boop. What was his one? It was Aaron Stanton. No, was Stanton a free agent?
Yeah, he just said Stanton, where he's talking about the Judge signing, and he was like, not sure how much they can put down towards Stanton. Like, what? That dude signed till like 2031.
He's a god damn dude. Like what?
We
is
just found out
wrong
there's a
with this
Boob
dude?
Junior too. We just found that one out.
We did
so.
find out.
Dude,
And-
the things I'd do to have fucking Boob's job, I could be wrong 15 times a day. And
He's basically the weatherman of
I
baseball.
would say he's wrong,
That's
worse than Weatherman.
exactly it. That's exactly it.
He's the people's reporter. The thing I respect about Bob Nightingale, though, when he tweets something and he fucks it up, he just owns it. Or like Heyman fucks something up and he'll immediately delete it, and then it just resurfaces through screenshots. Bob Nightingale doesn't give a fuck. He just posts that shit, does not care, just leaves it up. All these people flaming him in the tweets, pays them no mind, just leaves it up. I'm like, he's a man of the people.
Hey, it's clicks. He's getting paid for the
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Then
That is
Tommy
something I admire about Boob Newton Good.
don't care.
Legend.
Tommy Canley, right?
Yeah.
Who did he sign with?
Two,
Yankees.
Yankees.
2
that was
years,
the
11 and a half
Stay with the
million.
Yankees.
Yeah.
See, a guy who's injury prone, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's proven when healthy, he can be a stud.
Mhm.
11.5 mil isn't, for 2 years especially, isn't egregious.
It's low risk, I feel like, at that point. You're not paying that
I
much.
agree. So now it's just trying to figure out what you're going to get out of him.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think he pitched at all this past year, did he? Or if
Nope.
he did, it was
He didn't.
DJ, I think, right?
So, and that's the other aspect of it. Dude didn't pitch for an entire year. What are you going to get when he comes back?
You don't know. Could be
Just
good,
kinda
could be really bad.
I'm
taking
sorry.
a
He
shot
did
in the
pitch in
dark.
20. He did pitch in 20. What the hell? He pitched 13 games in 22, so. And then 1 in 2020 and nothing in 21. So it looks like he
Well,
must
this
have
dude's
came back
been
in the back
basically
half.
off the grid for a fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's 33.
I mean,
Oh.
Dude's a battle royale goon on MLB The Show. I'll
he
take him
he
every
actually
time.
pitched 1 inning in 2020, Cam.
Sorry, yes. No, he pitched. Yeah. He Yeah,
I didn't realize he played for the
ERA.
Yankees all those years. Went to the Dodgers in 22, and then just went back. To them.
Yep.
I didn't even
Yeah.
realize he played for the Dodgers this year.
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, he did pitch bad, 284 over 12 innings.
Before that,
So-
though, with the Yankees, he had a 4.31 ERA with the Yankees through that time.
Cashman knows what he's doing.
I mean, Yankees don't have a winning culture anymore. He went to Dodgers, the winning culture, just breathes it,
Um,
we got a slew of
what do
1
you-
years.
Well, how do you guys feel about the Aaron Judge one? What do you guys think of that
What do you mean?
contract? 9 for 360.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's kind of where I expect him to be.
I figured it would be in the 340 to 380 range. I figured that they were going to overpay the living piss out of him. Nothing like signing a guy for 9 years that bats 202 in the playoffs.
And when
Imagine.
looking at his contract, I was reading. This is all rumors, and who knows if this is true, but supposedly the Padres were planning on offering him a 14-year, $400 million deal.
I'm telling you, the Padres are just banking on renegotiating contracts and just
Oh, yeah.
deferring payments forever.
Yeah, but
They're
here's
just
where
going
it
to
gets.
declare bankruptcy and nobody gets paid.
Oh, probably, yeah. The MLB
That's why Aaron didn't go.
Exactly.
MLB came out and was talking about, well, if you gave him that contract, they were prepared to veto it. So we could have had a contract
Really?
veto if they, yeah. Because
Has that happened before? I know it's happened in the NBA and the NFL, but I don't
I
know
think
if it's
the
happened
only
in MLB.
thing I can think of that's close to that would
Oh,
be
the trade.
A-Rod.
The A-Rod trade to the
Right.
Red Sox. That's right.
Yeah, it's the only time I can think of. But yeah,
Yeah.
they were planning to veto it because of they were saying they were trying to avoid the luxury tax. That would have been a little.
I mean, you
That
look
would've
at
been
it, you're
something.
like, I don't see the space on the books for this. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
Like, who in the fuck did the Padres think that, just literally out of nowhere? They're just like, yep, we're just going to crack the safe, empty it out, burn it all, and hope it sticks and we get a ring. Like, they're
Exactly.
trying to sign anyone and everyone despite, what they actually need.
San Diego drug runners are making them a lot of money out there, telling you.
Don Orsillo's the kingpin. Shout out Don Orsillo.
Do you want to talk about
love
Bogarts
Don.
at all?
No, we already-
Or do you-
yeah.
Okay,
Fuck.
move on from
If
that.
you want to hear about Bogarts, go listen to our Red Sox episode from Thursday.
Fair.
A lot of F words.
You can
Yeah,
go-
I believe I
yeah.
mentioned a genocide against the owner of the Red Sox, maybe. Don't quote me on that.
Family friendly. We recommend headphones.
We
Yeah.
can go Giants, Rangers, Cardinals now. Those are the last
Mitch
three I had.
Haniger.
All right,
Good
Giants.
signing.
Yep.
Good signing. I like it.
2 years, $28 million.
For Mitch,
That's what I have.
he got 3 for 43.5.
Where the fuck did I get
Uh-oh.
2
Look up Sport Track.
Look it up. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but yeah. 3 year, 43.5 million.
3 year, 43. I have no clue where I got 228.
Still not
Yeah,
a
but
terrible
Ryan, some-
contract.
We've been writing so much shit down, Cam. It's just getting all ass backwards. It's fine.
That's fair.
What's that,
It's
14 a year?
14,
Between 14 and
20,
15.
42. Yeah, a little more than that.
Yep.
Another guy who's injury prone, but it's not like stuff that's like lingering type stuff. Like he had a high ankle sprain and missed 4 months out of the year because it just wasn't going away. So it's not like this dude is coming off a knee surgery or something like
Yeah.
that. So I can
Major,
get
but-
behind a 3 year, 43.5 mil. The ruptured testicle too. Don't forget the ruptured
Hey,
testicle. That's
Can't
a
forget
big
that.
one. I'm just curious to
Explosive.
see how San Fran is going to line up
So
defensively. And
I got to imagine where they brought back Jock and they haven't brought back Belt yet, that Jock will probably play first and Haniger will DH, is what I would imagine, but I could be wrong. Because they got a lot of good defensive outfielders that they can run out there. So to me, it makes the most sense for Jock to play first, and then Haniger can DH.
Yeah, I feel like they might need to put Haniger in the outfield. No,
I think they might.
Good
Haniger,
try, but
Diaz.
I just feel like they're so good defensively in the outfield.
well, they were starting Jock and left for a good amount last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they had Yaz in center and Luis Gonzalez in right. But then you have guys like Lamont Wade. You have guys
Estrada, too.
like, Estrada.
Yep.
I don't know if Austin Slater's still over there.
Think so.
So it's like you have guys that you could you could put out there. I feel like, but I mean, again, do you stick Haniger out there and right, and maybe try and re-sign Belt, and then just have Jock be your full-time DH, or vice versa?
Right.
Do they go
It's
get
like
someone like Benintendi?
They still have to
or-
go out and get a couple pieces to make
Yeah.
their lineup
Yeah.
make sense.
I'm
I think.
I'd be curious to see where they go from here because they missed out on Judge, obviously. Weren't they in on Bogarts for a period of time? I thought I had read that.
At the very beginning,
Yeah.
they were, but
Like
not
they-
for long.
No. Like they're
Judge
missing
was
out.
the
They missed out.
priority.
Yeah. So where do they go from here? They have all this money now that they were going to offer Judge.
After
I'd like to
Judge
see him
basically
go.
just catfished them. It's
Yeah.
basically like, yeah, I'm interested.
Not
I'll come play in San Francisco.
I'll come out.
really.
Team.
It was literally a play.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
used them as a prop in his plan to just get more
Absolutely.
money out of the Yankees. And by God, did that man play it like an absolute maestro.
Don't fault
Like,
him at all. Though.
holy
Like,
shit.
get paid.
Aaron Judge, he did it. Like, that was
Yep.
impressive.
Well, especially with the whole like theatrics, having Curry come out, like I'm out taking videos in San Fran.
Yep. And the whole videos of him saying he goes to the Buccaneers game, meets with Brady, and Brady's like, "Oh, I'm going to be in San Francisco next week," and you can read his lips, and he's like, "I'm going to be in San Francisco too." It's like,
Yep.
And then that cheesy ass fake video that he posted where they were like, "Aaron, what are you doing in San Francisco?"
I got something planned.
Like, that was so fucking fake, dude.
Oh yeah. You know, I don't blame him at all though. Do whatever
Oh,
you
yeah.
can, get as much money as
Yeah,
you
fuck
can.
the Yankees. Empty their
Yep.
pockets. That's $40 million on the books that they won't have for anybody else.
Yep.
And he'll continue to hit 200 in the playoffs for the rest of his career. So
And his Cracker Jack box of a fucking stadium.
Just flick his wrist and put it out in right
he played at
field.
Fenway. He probably had like 38 home runs last year.
I mean, probably.
I need a full Willet Dong analysis on his entire season.
God, dude. I'm just
Get
not
him on
looking
it.
forward to him terrorizing the Red Sox for 9 more years.
Yeah, it's inevitable. And I can't wait for the Red Sox to get a generational talent come out. Like Tristan Cassis is going to win an MVP in
And then we're going to trade him.
2027, and then they're going to trade him for a box of soap after that.
Who else did we have with the
Uh,
Giants? Was there anyone?
I didn't have anyone else with the Giants. No.
Yeah, I didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Rangers or Cardinals now.
We got Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers with
I
Heaney?
think we already talked about the DeGrom deal, right? Because that was a while
Yeah.
ago that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last week that we talked
Yeah.
about the DeGrom deal.
So
And then
they
that
have
was Andrew
Heaney.
Haney. Yeah,
Heaney, whatever you say his last name. Yeah.
Shitter!
I mean, who did he pitch for last year? Angels?
310. He had the 3.10 ERA in
No, he was in
2022.
LA, I think.
I mean, the Angels
Yeah,
are
he
in
was-
LA,
he was with the-
idiot.
He was with the Dodgers.
The other LA team. Bitch.
Yeah. He wasn't bad.
Yeah,
3.10
you
ERA.
keep calling him a shitter, and he actually was
I
pretty
mean,
good.
look at his stats from 2021. That's
Yeah,
what I'm basing
okay.
it off of.
He does have a career 4.56 ERA.
I don't
so
think I
it's
knew
not
he
like-
pitched for the Yankees, to be honest.
He did, and it was
I
horrific.
mean, the dude had a fucking 7.5 ERA.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you genuinely got to try and be that bad. You're like, all right, Sally, here comes the old two-seamer.
Let's check out his
And when they
BABIP.
first started baseball, they could ask where they want the ball.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at this from 2021. Yeah, so he went from the Angels to the Yankees.
That's interesting, though, with the Yankees, his BABIP was actually lower. So that just means he probably gave up a fuckload of home runs.
Yeah, he let up 13 of them in 35 innings.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then gave up in twice as many innings, gave up 14. So in 22, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good signing for the Rangers because I think he's going to be your 4 or 5 guy. Because I think their rotation's probably, I don't know, obviously DeGrom 1,
Yep.
Perez 2,
At this point,
Perez
yeah.
2, probably John Gray 3,
Mhm.
Haney
And
4,
Heaney
and then
4.
I don't even know who the hell, Taylor Hearn.
Is Walker ready? No, right?
No. Maybe the end of he might be able to make it up the end of the year, possibly.
Yeah.
August call-ups,
Yeah.
but
I'm curious to see when Leiter and Kumar do get the call.
Yeah.
I think Leiter will probably be up before Kumar.
I would agree.
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if like Kumar or Leiter comes up like at the August expansion when they expand the roster
Yeah.
and this year, and then Kumar comes back like next year.
I'm
Maybe
just like I'm
May,
looking at
June 2024.
Heaney's stats for his entire career. He has never had a good year. His best year was in 2015, where he went 6-4 with a 3.49. That was as good as it got. And then going down the line, year by year, 6 ERA, 7 ERA, 4 ERA, almost a 5, almost 4.5.
The thing is, he really doesn't eat innings either.
No, he's never pitched more than 180 innings.
And like other than that, like not close. Nothing is even remotely close.
He started 30 games in 2018. He went 180 innings. His next highest, 129.
Yeah.
Wow.
And hey, but you're pitching alongside the most dominant pitcher of a generation, so maybe it gives him a couple 2-3 pointers, you know.
Well, again, I like it if he's at your back end of your rotation. If you signed him to be
honestly,
3,
if they can find a way to bring in Rodon, that rotation will be gross.
Rodon or Bassett.
Even Bassett, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get out of Heaney what you got out of Martin Perez, even like a sliver of that,
yeah,
it's a win.
Yeah. Martin Perez was an all-star. You need to put some respect on his name.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Martin Perez was never an all-star before last year.
Stallion this past year.
At like age 76.
He's fine.
Yeah. Is he?
Oh, I know. I thought he was older. It says he's only 31. I thought he was way older than that for some reason.
No.
We're just all over the place.
I pitched 200 innings last year.
Carlos Contreras.
Yeah.
5 years, $87.5 million.
Called it.
First time in 18 years.
I called him before anybody, and I just didn't write it down. So there's no record to show it.
Yeah, there's no proof.
Go back and listen to the first episode, and I let go, who makes the most sense? St. Louis. And then I wrote down Houston. So, yeah.
Roger Lanty.
First time in 18 years the Cardinals will have a new starting catcher. Just insane.
Did you guys see Waino asked Yachty if he thinks Wilson Contreras will catch 303 games for him?
Something tells me no. Unless Waino pitches till he's 65. No.
How about no?
He's going to learn how to pitch with his left arm. Get a bionicle fucking slingshot.
Bionicle? They're talking about like the Legos?
Yeah.
Not bionic, a bionicle arm made of little plastic Toys R Us pieces.
That's right. Yeah, I'm a big fan. 5 for 87.
Yeah, I think that's to lock up a catcher of that caliber for that long.
Well, especially because the catcher market is like really shit.
Stale.
It was him, and then
he's a top 3 catcher in baseball, I'd say.
I don't even know who's a good catcher. And you're like, you got Real Muto's probably
Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh.
Okay,
he had a pretty good year.
He had a good run. Let's not get
I mean, Real Muto's up there. You got Salvi's kind of tapering off.
Yeah.
You got who's the kid that catches for Texas? Switch hitter Jonah Heim.
He'll be up there for sure. Let's see what they have for a list here. So they have Real Muto 1. Adley Rutschman's up there.
Yep.
Yeah. They had Will Smith at 3, which
have you seen his compared stats to like all the other catchers in the league? Dude has like an OPS on average like 300 above every other catcher in baseball.
wow.
All right.
He's actually very, very good. I looked up the wrong Will Smith. I looked up the old ass closer with the Astros.
Alejandro Kirk at 4. They have Contreras at 5.
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith hit 260 last year, 24 homers, 87 RBIs, 132 knocks, and played 140 games. Like, out of the catcher spot, that's enormous production. So,
yeah.
Cal Raleigh led all catchers in home runs this past year.
Hell yeah, he did. That's my catcher, Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
Big dumper. Who do they have as the last catcher ranked on here? Oh, this only goes to 25, but it's Martin Maldonado.
I mean, he's strictly a defensive catcher.
They have Gary at 21. Gary Sanchez.
Does he even catch anymore? Let's see how many games he caught last year.
Elite.
You,
Cam.
I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah.
Spreading misinformation.
Came out of your mouth.
Spreading misinformation. Let's see.
You ever put some kind of respect
Standard
in
fielding
like that again? You're kicked off the podcast.
Oh, he caught 91 games at Minnesota this year.
Twins.
33 DHing and played one game at first. Played one inning at first, I should say.
One inning, not even a game, just inning.
I don't know what possessed that to happen, but
They're just getting their ass kicked. They're like, all right, everybody go where you want.
hey, he had a putout.
Jeez.
Yeah. Not a putout, an assist, which means he just
He
caught a
the ball.
throw. Yeah.
Good job.
That's what you do when you're a catcher, so it really shouldn't be that hard. That's like, what is this scene from Moneyball? He's like, Scott Hatterberg, we're going to transition you to a first baseman. Watch, tell him how easy it is. It's incredibly hard. Gary Sanchez knows this. Yeah, who else we got here, Cam?
That's
Kind
all
of
I
getting
got.
down towards the
I had
nitty
one
gritty,
more.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Josh Bell.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
Guardians,
fit.
right?
I think it's a good fit. They got two mashing switch hitters at the corners between J Ram and him. They got a pretty decent power output. That's what they need.
Yep.
And the dude also, like, you look at his numbers before he went to San Diego, they're
Stud.
really
You said
good.
300. We talked.
Yeah, he hit like, what, 320 almost? Yeah,
Nah, I don't
Maybe
think
not
it was
that high, but it was
over
it
300
was good.
by a good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
when
he
he's
got-
on, he's a very good hitter.
He got 2 for $33 million with an opt out after the first year.
Yeah, I think that's a great deal. I don't.
I like that.
For him, I think that's right at where his value should be. I think it fills in a hole that the Guardians need because Josh
Say-
Naylor just isn't.
For a lineup
Well,
that
there's-
needed
yeah,
some
there's-
pop.
There's no competition over there. Like
Yeah.
Naylor was your first baseman, but I'm pretty sure he's primarily an outfielder. No,
Well, he was primarily an outfielder until he literally
So he got
snapped his leg in
blown
half.
out.
Yeah.
They had
I wouldn't be surprised if he DHs this year for them, to be honest, because he is a decent
had-
hitter. He just can't run.
They had Owen Miller playing a bit of first base too.
Owen Miller plays. He's like
Yeah.
Brock Holt, a Brock Holtian player, if you will.
Right.
Literally everywhere. Also, shouts out Brock Holt just officially announced his retirement.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's coming to
Aw.
announcing it, Nesson.
Yep. Is he really?
I don't think so. I'm just saying.
I would have been
wanted-
surprised if they had him
I wanted
guest spot
to-
and stuff.
He did last year. I think
Yeah.
when
Take
you came
take
through.
Griffin with you. Bring him to
Good
work.
old Griff.
Good old.
We love Griff.
Yeah, shouts out Brock Holt, Red Sox legend, first player, and I still think the only player to hit for the cycle in the postseason, I believe, right?
Against the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck the Yankees.
He did hit a home run off a position player, but that's the fact that the Yankees literally were getting
It's
rocked
fine.
so hard in the playoffs that they had to put in a position player to pitch.
He's fine. We don't talk
Yeah.
about that.
He's a
Brock's an
stud.
absolute stallion.
Shouts out Brock Holt. Shouts out again to the crime dog, getting into the hall. Fuck you, John Heyman, for not voting for Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds.
And fuck you, John Henry. Sell the team.
So, do we have any any new developments you guys have heard on the certain guys that are still left out there?
I've heard a few rumblings on Rodon.
Yep.
It's just been one of those situations where like he could go here, he could go here, he could go here.
Right.
But the big one that I have heard as much as it sucks is the Yankees.
I have also heard that.
And I feel like
I've heard Yankees and Mets.
yeah.
too.
So I feel like it's gonna be the Yankees. I feel like the Mets aren't gonna go out and spend on another high caliber starter. when
Especially
they
the
don't need
Yankees haven't really gone out and gotten anybody else.
it. Right.
You know
Well,
they had that.
and
You know they had that money set aside for
What's,
Judge. Like,
Yeah.
What's the Yankees rotation looking like now? They got
Cole,
Kermit Cole, Severino,
Montes,
Nestor.
Cortez.
Frankie Montes.
So
Frankie
yeah,
Montes,
so I mean
Cortez
they got
Mason.
some guys, but Rodon could kind of
I mean,
shore up that.
yeah, if he's the fifth
staff.
guy in that staff, like that's
Yeah.
pretty nasty. I mean, he's
Well,
probably
so
on 3
if-
or 4.
Well, so if they get Rodon, I think they're putting him at 2 and Severino at 3, just because Severino has been
True.
so all
Yeah.
over the place.
You don't have to worry about
And then-
Kermit Cole
I mean, you
laying
probably
an
put
egg
him
in
at
the playoffs
4.
again.
Honestly, Nestor at 3.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
forgotten. So maybe 3 would be good for Rodon because Nestor will probably be the 2.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then
didn't think of
Severino 4, Frankie Montes 5.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's a
And
good
then
rotation.
The other one was
Dansby.
which day by day looks more likely that he's just going to end up in LA.
LA, I've still heard, like, I mean, it's probably all bullshit, but very subtle links to the Red Sox that I think that they've spoken with him, but
Yeah.
They've
one
spoken
of the,
with everyone at this point.
Yeah. One of the interesting things I heard about Carlos Correa is the Dodgers made it publicly known that they will not pursue him because of his roles in the 2017. They basically don't want to piss off fans, so they're not going to sign him.
Pretty much.
So if they don't sign anybody, who would Gavin Lux play short for them next year?
I had read they have a bunch of prospects coming up. It might have been Gavin Lux, but
Well, let's see if we go here and then.
Do we have any projected lineups for them as of now?
Well, I'm just gonna look and see who
Depth
else
chart,
they
maybe?
had playing shortstop this past year. Stats and shortstops. Oh, so the only shortstop they had technically on roster was Trey.
yeah.
I gotta imagine Lux is probably.
You know who else it could be? Would be Chris Taylor.
It's true. I'd rather see Lux at short and put Taylor at second, but
Yeah. So
Is
I don't
Chris
know. And
Taylor's a free
Taylor's
agent.
been
I
more
think.
of an outfielder.
I think he's a
Is
free
he?
agent. Yeah. Oh no! I mean, MLB.com says he's still a Dodger.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not really. Who do they have anybody coming up? Dodgers shortstops. Yeah, I'm not sure if they have anybody coming up through their farm system or anything, but probably nobody that's. I just feel like it has to be Dansby.
Yeah, him and Freddie. Like I don't know.
Either that or they can try and make a trade. So you know who I've heard is trying to get shipped around is Willie Adames.
Former Red Sox.
Yeah, well, so a place I heard him possibly ending up would be Boston.
Makes
It might
sense.
not happen before the season starts, but
Makes sense.
No, they'll wait till the All-Star break and realize, oh, hey, we need a
realize,
shortstop.
oh shit, we're 45 games out of first place at the All-Star break. Let's go make some moves.
Willie Adames. He'll bring us to the promised land.
Let's buy and sell at the same time again.
Yeah, let's not do that. That's the most annoying shit ever.
But yeah, I mean, other than that was really all I had.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anybody else I wanted to touch on.
Yes.
I didn't have anyone else.
Yeah,
went
I
through my
think
whole
that
list.
I wanted to touch on Correa there, but I think I honestly think the Dodgers will either sign Swanson or Correa. I think that even though they've said that, I think that if it gets down to it and they don't have a shortstop, you
I
might
think
see
as
them.
soon as you come out and say that, you can't then go back and sign him. So I feel like
Yeah,
it's Swanson or no one.
most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have options out there. I don't know. Yeah, they're in a similar spot to the Giants, where
Yeah.
they got to make one or two more signings to kind of sure up what their lineup's going to look like next year. And honestly, with the pieces that left LA and stuff, they might not be like an amazing team next year.
They have to try and sign people or trade for people at this point. If you look at what the
They
Padres
lost
are
a
doing,
lot of
like,
pieces.
Yeah.
I think the Padres, if you ask me, and you look at those current rosters right now, I think the Padres are probably the favorite to win the division.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the Giants, Diamondbacks, or Rockies. So, and
You don't think the Rockies are winning the division? That's your team, dog.
I mean, if they get sent down to AAA, they could win it.
Should we fill the people in on what we're doing?
Sure.
As far as so we decided that we are going to pick a somewhat of a shitter team.
Like
to
low end
support.
market, small market teams. Yeah.
So the only criteria that we really had was they had to have a winning percentage below 500.
Yep.
So Sam is a diehard Rockies fan before we
I
even
would say that's
decided
been
to.
like that for a while. Like the last 2 or 3 years, they've kind of been my
Since we
secondary.
went to Denver in 2019, Sam has been a Rockies guy through and through.
Played for the Rockies and Babe Ruth, no big deal.
So he's going to stick with them. Cam is rocking with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm a fan of that one.
Due to the fact that they're on the come up and he doesn't want to look like a fool.
Yeah, absolutely. At least my team has a chance.
It's fair. And then I am rocking with the Kansas City Royals.
Payne, you picked a team that's going to bring pain.
I'm prepared for it. I've suffered
He goes,
lots
"I'm ready."
of heartbreak with the Red Sox over the last couple of weeks. I don't think it can get much worse.
My body is ready.
At least the Royals aren't making me false promises.
It's true.
At least the
I know what
Royals
you're
have a
getting
guy they
into.
don't have to pay yet.
Yeah, so I know what the product is. And then special guest Jerry Richards, who we had on the other day, we had him select the team. And you want to talk about a kid that's going to experience heartbreak? He's going with the Washington Nationals, who have absolutely zero to look forward to in the next.
You put some
45
respect
years.
on Joey Meneses' name, and other than that, don't know.
Ain't fuck all.
I mean, they lost. Victor Robles doesn't play for them anymore. You got Strasburg, I guess.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think he pitched a little bit this year. Oh.
Him and Syndergaard might be the two long forgotten players.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he pitched one game this year. Pitched 4
Lovely.
innings. He pitched for the Nats for 13 years. 100. What? That's kind of absurd. His career record is 113-62, and he has a career ERA of 3.24.
Yeah,
That's
is
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pitched over 1,400 innings. He's got almost 2,000 career strikeouts. If he has a renaissance, he's only 33. If he pitches good the next 7 years, could low key be a little.
Can you imagine? He just comes back and starts fucking.
He could be a late ballot Hall of Famer if he keeps pitching like this the rest of his career. Honestly,
Got to get out of Washington first.
He's just gonna come back.
I mean, in
and start
19 when they won the World Series, he won 18 games.
Yeah.
Don't
When
know.
was
I
the
can't believe that was only 3 years ago.
I know.
What the hell happened that they fell off a cliff?
What was it?
that bad?
20? Was it 21? They literally sold the barn.
Yeah.
They got rid of everybody.
Everyone but Soto, because Soto went out in 22,
And
right?
Soto and Bell.
Last year.
Those are the
Yeah.
only 2 guys they
Yeah.
kept.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
no,
brutal.
who's the guy that? He played for the Yankees. They got him in that trade from San Diego.
Voit.
Voit, yeah.
Luke.
They only got him in that trade because of Eric Hosmer.
Yeah. I'll go in there.
Eric Hosmer, I ain't going to Washington. The hell?
Sending me there. Wait, which one? DC or the state? Nope, not DC.
You know who Strasburg's agent is?
Boris.
Got it, Boris. Yeah.
Once his contract done.
Let's see. Signed through 2026.
So he'll have one more.
In 2020, he signed a 7-year, $245.
One more stab at it.
I mean, the last
He'll get one
last 3 years, he's pitched in 7 games.
Maybe not.
That's pretty good, no?
Literally had the season of his career, and then this one fell apart. 3-time All-Star, though. Well, that's enough about fucking Steven Strasburg.
We don't need that.
But yeah,
I got nothing else.
yeah, I think that wraps it up for me as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll probably be back. I think we want to do our Christmas wish list next year. Next year.
Next year?
Well, for like the years to come, I suppose you could say. But next week, we want to do a Christmas wish list for what we want to see.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. A little Christmas spirit. Maybe I'll throw a little Santa hat on or something.
So, just what are we doing? Like what we want to see, like as far as like teams
Anything.
or like. Okay.
What you want from baseball for Christmas?
Anything you want
Okay.
from baseball. I have one
Lord
at
knows
the top of my list.
I also have
So
them at the
I
top of
think
my
we have
list.
the
We'll
same
say it
thing
on
at the
3.
top of our list.
Say it on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
John Henry,
Fucking
shut up.
sell
Fucking
the
Red
Sox.
Sox.
Actually, mine was different than that.
Oh, well, what?
Mine was get Shohei Ohtani in the fucking playoffs.
All right. Well, we won't give too much away.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah,
work
Yeah,
on
that's
this
to look
throughout
forward
the
for
week.
next week. Unless any catastrophes happen within the Red Sox, we will be back next Monday. Thank you again, everybody, for the following, the likes, the subscriptions, all that stuff. The Red Sox emergency episode kind of popped off. It literally had as much views as like our last 3 epis. So,
Love
yeah,
that.
appreciate everybody tuning in. It makes it fun for us. We're glad people are listening. I got a lot of feedback from that one from people that listen and stuff. So, again, it's
Put the link tree in the description for the video too, so you can check out everything on there. I know we're trying to be a little more active on like TikTok and stuff, and
maybe some Twitch streams coming. Might do a little MLB co-op.
So we're thinking about doing that, and then like Twitter stuff, we're gonna try and be a little more interactive on there.
Yep, maybe even a little out of the park. Maybe it could be fun. Yeah. All right, yeah. All right. I think that wraps it up. We'll see y'all next Monday. Have a good week. Don't let John Henry make you cry too much. And we will catch you.
It's Sunday night and I'm already sobbing.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
We out.
We got.
We out.